Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. On the stand, we have Miss Fanta, Spring Fantasy. She is, of course, my gorgeous, one of my very first goats and the love of the herd. She was the queen bee for a very long time, and you've met her before, so if you want to learn her story, go check out her Meet the Goats edition. I appreciate all of you being back here with me today for her cleanup session. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're here. Be really appreciative of you if you could do that. Would love to grow the community. Your help by just clicking that subscribe button sends the message to YouTube to share my channel with some other people who may like it, and that gets the word out about these amazing animals. And that's all I'm really trying to do. So we've got a couple of fun angles on Fanta today. She's practically naked, quite honestly, at this point. She's lost most of her coat. It's why she was never a show goat. Beautiful conformation. She's long lived. I mean, girlfriend here is 13. She is absolutely amazing in terms of personality, but she never grew a coat in, and her coat kind of falls out in the summer. It comes back a little in the winter, but when we say a little, I mean a little. She gets a little bit more hair. She gets a little bit thicker coat, but there's really nothing here. Which makes her grooming session really easy. Now, she just had her hooves done, which, as you know, I don't do on camera anymore, just from a noise perspective. If you're new here and you want to check that out, go to Meet the Goats Jezebel, and that's where I actually do the hooves on camera. You have to deal with a little bit of noise because it is noisy, but anyway, doing hooves on an old gal like this just takes some patience, takes a lot of stop and go, because she can't hold her legs up necessarily as long as some of the others, right? It's hard for her to balance on 3 legs. She is getting a little arthritic. We're keeping an eye on that. Vet and I agreed that she's not ready for pain management, and she's not nearly that bad yet. And her body condition has changed. Fanta used to be one of my fattest goats on the farm. No matter what we did, we couldn't bleed weight off her. We could never tell. She didn't get pregnant very often. We actually didn't breed her very much. But the couple of times that we did breed her, we couldn't tell that she was pregnant because, well, she was too fat. We tried to, scale her hay back, scale her grain back. We could never get her into a solid condition in terms of body condition. She was always just fat. And there's nothing wrong with fat goats. By the way, we don't call them fat in the show ring. If your goats are on the pudgier side, the judges will often call them over-conditioned. And I absolutely love that. And I use it in my day-to-day, right? So I am over-conditioned. And that really just means that, you've put too much food in their bodies. But I'm telling you, we tried everything to keep her and manage her weight, and it just didn't happen. So we let her be. She wasn't being bred. She was happy. She was healthy. She got clean bills of health, every vet check. She didn't need to be anything other than who she was. And who she is and who she was is just perfect, isn't it? Yeah, I know, you're giving the camera side eye. You're very funny. She hardly has any hair, but she still managed to get 1 clump under here, and that's because, of course, this is the part that touches the ground, etc. So that's what I'm working on. If I can't get it out without any discomfort for her, I'll just cut it, because certainly it's not worth it with her. But she seems to be fine right now, and it is slowly working its way out, so we'll continue to do that. So anyway, Fanta's body condition has changed recently. And again, checked in with our vet. There's, no big concern. She's just older, and now she's not carrying the weight. She's also probably not eating quite as much. She's not feeling the need to do that. So I think based on what I can see, and right now she's very thin, right? To me, this is very thin. She's still got a pudgy belly. She's still got good musculature, but she's too thin in my mind. So I will take a fecal sample. I'll check her for worms and probably worm her today as well. And I do that a little bit more generously with our older goats, just because their bodies, again, you know, don't have the condition necessarily to, we're almost done, we almost got it, to fight the parasites like a young goat would. So we'll go ahead and probably do that today, or I'll go ahead and do that today. I've talked to you about worming before. I don't worm my goats on a regular schedule or on a rotational schedule. And that is because I prefer to worm them for what they have, treat them when they need it, and not just simply put chemicals in their body. It also, you know, you do that and your worm count in your area builds up resistance to those chemicals. And then when you need them, they don't work. So for my size herd and the fact that I can manage them individually and I can run my own fecals and I'm getting better, I'm not perfect by any means, certainly the vet's office and the better equipment does a much better job, but I can get the gist of what we've got. I can spot the major egg types, determine what kind of worm eggs we see in her poop, and then treat her with the appropriate class of wormer. And that keeps our wormers effective in the herd. It keeps us from having to go to some of the harsher wormers because we have kept our wormers effective in this area. And, you know, that's about it for Miss Fanta today. It's as simple as that. You've got no hair, so it's pretty easy. I still put conditioner on her body. It's good for her skin. It's good for her. There's nothing wrong with, you know, a little conditioning spray to help moisturize. So yeah, we're going to keep Miss Old Gal in as good shape as we can for as long as we can and essentially let her live the good life. I hope let's try those words again because the first ones didn't work. I hope you're having a fabulous day wherever you are in this world. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind. Thank you for being a part of my community. And we'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.